Well, welcome back again, guys. Courtney, before we went to break, we had a good caller on the line talking about tourism. So, of course, tourism is going to be on the minds of the people right now. The economy is down. The numbers, the arrival numbers is down. Of course, Courtney, we should be expecting that every year. But people do believe that, you know, with a different mindset, with a different approach, we got to get aggressive. We got to get hungry. We got to put smart marketing plans in place. And like I keep emphasizing, all marketing has to have a component of sales. Without sales, Courtney, without actually putting things in people's hands that they can buy, tangible things, all the marketing effort will just be, you know, giving somebody else free money, so to speak. You know, every time you put these fancy ads in these fancy newspaper and magazines and stuff around the world, it's great for the high-end properties. It looks good. And we need all of those. The high-end properties are welcome in the country. We need them. They satisfy a certain segment. But the majority of the people that you need to move around, to stimulate different areas, different pockets of the economy, those are the entities that are suffering. And for what reason, we don't understand, we don't know. And we know people are traveling. People are traveling every day. They're traveling on cruise ships. They're flying into the Bahamas. They're flying into Cayman Islands. They're flying into St. Martin, Anguilla, Antigua, Jamaica, you know, Cuba, of all places, Dominican Republic. Gets a lot of tourists. I think they had the highest arrival numbers last year and beginning of this year. So, you know, people are traveling. All we have to do is figure out how we could get them to travel here, and that to me is not a hard process. It really isn't. But I must say, Courtney, I must say before you go, you know, when you look at the budget for marketing the territory, $10 million. $10 million is no money to market this country. And if you take that $10 million and you break that down, and you got to pay staff, you got to pay benefits and so forth for the employees, and you got to take your offices, satellite offices around, you know, America and Europe and so forth, and then you look at what's left to actually market the territory, $10 million ain't no money. Not for a destination like the BVI. So, you know, Mr. Orlando, Mr. Smith, you really need to look at that. That is no money. The last budget said $10 million. That is no money to market this territory. If you really want to have a great impact on tourism, you need to start putting the money where it needs to go.
We're going to go to the phone. We have a call. Yeah. Good evening. You're speaking mind. Go ahead, please.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're doing fine.
Very good show, man.
All right.
Listen, it's all well and good, these ideas, right, on marketing the BVI to the cruise ship guests, okay? Okay, but we all know, right, that the cruise ship guest is totally controlled by the cruise ship company.
That's only what?
It's controlled by the influence the behaviors of the cruise ship passenger.
That's true. I wanted to say that when the last caller was talking, I want to say that we need to understand the role of the cruise director, and we need to have our own onshore directors trained in various areas to be able to sell our product as well. We have a good product.
We have a good product, right? But the thing is this, right? The cruise ship passenger, from my observation, right, is a bargain hunter.
Yes.
You know, he or she gets everything they need on board the ship. You know, so it's a per order selling certain types of tour or local visit to the cruise ship passenger.
That's true.
Now that is why government is absolutely right to get the cruise ship company to invest in a tier that will increase visits and revenues to the country. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Look, we all know the taxi industry is a critical economic constituency, right?
Yes.
But you know, right for the Caribbean, and they are the ones who stand to benefit from any increase in cruise ship visits.
You're absolutely right.
This is good for the local economy. Listen, money in the pocket of the taxi driver and tour guide is money circulating in the economy.
That you're absolutely right with that.
I have no problem with foreign investment in the cruise ship business, the Carnival and these companies building big sites and big projects in the islands. Because at the end of the day, the one person who's going to benefit is the taxi driver. But the taxi driver is a crucial component of the local economy.
You're correct.
And trust me, it ain't going to change. You know. Anyway, I'll let you guys ponder those thoughts.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Courtney, I'm going to respond to the caller real quick. And I'm going to also add to what the caller is saying. Caller, I think it's very important to understand. You know, a lot of people look at cruise ship and say, taxi drivers, taxi drivers, taxi drivers. Currently, the way our system is set up, taxi drivers, dive operators, excursions, hotels, restaurants, local communities, villages, outside beaches, businesses that have those outside businesses on those beaches, sailboat. So I want you to, next time you're thinking of a cruise ship passenger, think of yourself. Use yourself as an example and ask yourself, when you travel on a cruise ship, do they control you or you control yourself? You determine where you want to go and where you want to spend your money. You can either spend your money with what they're selling or you spend your money with what you're looking for. And a lot of our cruise ship passengers, again, to get better understanding of cruise ship passengers, the demographic, you don't have to figure anything out. It's already explained to you. Go on the FCCA website, FCCA, Florida Caribbean Cruise Association. You take those people on those ships and you 100% and you dissect them. There's a percentage that buy whatever the ship is selling. There's a percentage that ain't buying nothing the ship is selling. There's a percentage that just want to sit back and relax. There's a percentage that book a ship because of the destination. I had those just this week. All the people that I deal with, I sell my business online, and people book ships. These ships that are coming right now, the two ships, the Freedom, Carnival Freedom, and the Carnival Valor that just left this territory, people book those ships just because the BVI was on that itinerary. And Courtney, you just said something that's so important. If you so believe that the ship directors control the movement of those people, then we should have our own people on land who can know direct those people where we want them to go. Now, if you're going to invest in any type of investment, development, whether it's airport, cruise ship, you want to invest in such a way that the people, not just taxi drivers, but the people of the territory have access to the folks coming, meaning complete access, meaning it's now the tourist board responsibility to facilitate the information, the packages, the deals, the ideas. So when those people come off, and the government, for example, Courtney, right now, you know, we don't do anything with the folks that come in this country on cruise ship or by land or by sea. Why don't we take those cards, and we should make sure that we have those cards, we have access to those information, we have access to those customers, and we sell to those people ourselves directly. We don't need a cruise ship to sell for us. No. We should be selling for ourselves. Yep. You got professional people that come here from Germany, from France, from Italy, and we don't even know who they are.
It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We have a call. Yeah, good evening. You're speaking, man. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Sam, you said something there so perfect. That people have this concept of only taxi really make money from the cruise ship. And let me tell you, taxi is one of the smart entity. We only the carriers that take the people to different areas within the country.
Absolutely.
But the problem is, if a lot of people market themselves right, the taxi would even have better product to take the people.
Absolutely.
The cruise ship, let me tell you something about the cruise ship. I've been on the same ship that was here Thursday, 2 times. Those ships, before they go to any destination, sell the destination better than people who live on the destination.
Of course.
Because they understand what they're dealing with. We don't understand because, you know, there's a thing about it, we have this strive for knowledge. Not because of knowledge, because of lack of knowledge. We don't want to understand because we don't have the interest. And we're chopping out the foot that can feed us and don't even understand what's really happening. We need to take it more holistically. Cruise ship passenger, there's many different people on the cruise. There's the people we're looking for, Those are the people you don't need. When you sell your product, the people who know they can't afford to buy your product, they ain't gonna buy it. So you've got to sift out the one. It's like when you go and catch fish, there's a certain fish you want to catch.
And it's got a lot of different fish, but you don't want all of them.
Exactly.
And the supermarket sell a lot of product, but you don't buy everything.
That's right. But when you do the study on people, we're going at the top of the middle class. We're hunting because we're going after the rich and not the middle class. The middle class is still there, they get a little weaker. But we need to focus on that man who's making $50,000 to $300,000. He could afford anything in the BVI.
Well, Carla, you're onto something very important, because one of the things about tourism in these islands that I think we need to look at is to try to diversify, not look at one type of tourism market, but to diversify, to look at more than one part of the market and to target more than one part of the market.
Yeah.
When the cruise ship industry started here first, there was a lot of negative talk about the cruise passenger, you know. I mean, really a lot of negative, and some of it is still here. But you must admit that it's here to stay, because we need a mix. We don't need a one type for everybody. We need a mix.
Let me tell you something about one thing. Now you end on this. The one thing I realized that makes more money is information. And we have a lot of information of our historical sites, everything. The problem is we don't have things jotted down. When you go to some of the country that makes money from the product, they have the information put properly together. They have the historical site put properly together, so you can sell.
But Carla, let me interrupt you right there. Let me ask you, what's the problem? We have computers, we have people with the information, we have everything. So why we can't do it?
And let me tell you something. The cruise ship contract that's supposed to be going through or not going through, a part of their project was to help put money into selling your information for you and for them. Because it's important that people ask questions. They want to know what they can buy, what they can sell, what they're getting. So we have information, but we're not selling it. We're not putting it down on paper. And we're lacking it because of interest in the industry with people who help make decisions for this industry.
All right, buddy. I'll take your word for it.
Thanks a lot, Carla. Courtney, another thing I want to address real quick that the caller before said, and he said we have to understand the cruise ship passengers are bargainers. They bargain. I want to let him know that the people who come to our high-end destination are also bargainers. They bargain for a deal. The people that come to this country, and the ones that we should be valuing the most, the overnight guests, the folks that come and sail, they're bargainers. They do the same thing a cruise ship passenger does.
Yes.
When 10 people come and rent a boat from the moorings, they're doing the same thing that a cruise ship passenger is doing.
Absolutely.
He's looking for a deal, he's pooling his resources, he's getting a bunch of people together because it's cheaper. They all are doing the same thing. They're the same people. There's no difference. You got people who are going to fly in and people who are going to sail in. All focus should be, how can we lock them in? What can we do? Who are they coming? What are they looking for? Why did they come? If we understand these things, it's easier for us to now sell back to them. And when I say sell, I ain't talking about marketing and putting a fancy ad in a magazine. I'm talking again about a company that can take that information in November, December, and start selling the crap out of it by January, by February, March, April, May, and then June, July, August, you see people on the ground as a result of that. That's the difference, Courtney. That is the difference. And if we got 200,000 people coming in by cruise ship, we got professional people coming from Germany, people that own businesses, we got people coming from Italy that love destinations like the BVI, but we don't have any information on them. We don't have any marketing, any selling campaign to target those people specifically. So how are we going to be successful, Courtney?
Let me see if we have another text here, Sam. How many businesses here in the British Virgin Islands go out to the cruise ship passengers and try to market their business.
Not a lot.
We can't wait for the tourist board to do our marketing.
Well, this is what we've been saying, Carlo.
That's a good point.
This is exactly the point we've been making. We know that.
Another text that came into said that there's a business that opened next to two businesses on Virgin Gorda, and it begs a question about this whole approach to trade licenses that we have in the territory. And I was advocating that maybe we need to have a list of the various types of licenses that we have, and just when they fill, they fill. You know, we know that in economics there's a term, supply and demand. You know, there are only so many things you can have. If you have 1 acre of land to cut, there are only so many people you could hire to cut the 1 acre of land for you. After a while, they're going to start cutting up each other.
Or the money going to be too small anyway.
Or the money going to be too small. You know, the supply and demand. I mean, come on, we can't kill the goose that laid the golden egg. If you have 2 or 3 businesses that are serving the area and it's adequate, I think if you put 5, one of them are going to go out of business.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
And you know, just to blow my own horn, Courtney, I remember about 2 years ago, there was a good friend of mine, I'm sure he's watching, had called me and asked me to do a job for him. He had some alumni coming in, some folks that he went to college with.
Yes.
And he was over at the dock, and he was in with the government at the time. And I said to that person, I said, you know, if you take that ground down there and we organize kiosks for businesses in the BVI, the hotels, the restaurants, the dive companies, the sailing companies, to set up displays every single day, and they take turns every week. Those businesses now will have first-hand access to those customers, and they can do their own selling and marketing. And you know, the person said to me, we have this major overall plan for the cruise ship dock. I said, well, in the meantime, while we sit and waiting for this overall development plan, here's a great idea. And the idea was simple. Establish kiosks.
Yeah.
Business can go and take part in those kiosks. They have staff that are sitting there all day long. They have the information in different language. Tourist board will know the nature of the ship that are coming in, if they're German, if they're French, if they're Italian, if they're Spanish. And these people will get some kind of assistance from government in marketing, tourist board marketing, and translate the information into the language of the people. Or your website should have multiple language areas in it. So when people do hit your website, if they're German, they could speak it in German. But you know, it's something I want to say to the caller that just called. He talked earlier about the power of the media. And let's hit the call real quick.
Yeah. Good evening. You've reached Speak Your Mind. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you guys okay? Great show again, huh? Listen, I have no disagreement, right, with the objectives you guys are setting out, you know, none at all. But look, we're going to have to collaborate with these cruise ship companies if we're going to tap into their customers. Right? The cruise ship passenger is only on the territory for a limited time, right?
Yes.
So it's a different dynamic.
Carla, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When people come to this territory, do we have access to those information?
That I'm not sure about.
When you come to the country, you should fill out an immigration card, don't you?
Yes.
A component of that immigration card should be for tourism. Don't you agree? Now, I'm going to show you something. The only reason I said that, and I want to dialogue with you for a minute, there's a company called TripAdvisor, right? They have over 60 million people that are part of their conglomerate, and it's growing every day, right?
Great.
They're not in the BVI, they're not in Antigua, they're not in St. Kitts, they're not in St. Vincent, but they just use the power of the internet, and they could tell you how many people, by names, address, emails, phone number, who went to St. Kitts and ate at what restaurant and the rating of that restaurant.
That's great. That's
because what they're able to do is utilize the power of information and the internet. Why are we sitting around here? Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, so information is critical. I totally agree, you know. But again, getting the cruise ship company to invest, in private ports for the ships is a good thing, in my opinion.
Listen. I hear what you're trying to do. You're trying to set up a private partnership, right? And that's great. That's your opinion. But you know what? Right now, the BVI is in a particular position where we can develop it ourselves. we should demand that all persons coming to this country, we have access to their demographic, and there should be some form that's designed by us that every cruise ship passenger must fill out in order to enter the territory. And then all tourist board office, along with the partner locally, should have access and should be able to market directly to those same people. We shouldn't have to be sitting here just talking about waiting for cruise ship or anybody for that matter just to sell us the name or give us the name of it.
We're going to have to collaborate. These guys already have the power. We haven't got the hundreds of millions of dollars these guys have to invest.
Yeah.
The cruise ship passengers are the first port of call.
Yes.
The cruise ship passengers are the first point of call for the cruise ship business.
Yeah. And
they already got a captive market.
Yes. But they work very hard as well to get more. They're doing the same thing that we should be doing. But all I'm saying is the power is in the territory and the destination. Remember that, if nothing else. The power is in the destination and the people of this country. That's where the power lies. What they're able to do is capitalize on our strength to make themselves stronger. And you know what? We need cruise ship. But we should find ways where we could develop the product ourselves. And that way, you control your business, not somebody else control it for you.
No question about it. We can only lock these customers in, right, by working with the Carnivals and Disneys of this world. You know, these guys already have the power. We have to get real. Right? There are lots of other islands out there, you know, waiting for these guys to come in and build docks and things. Right? So, you know, anyway, that's my 2 cents on this, you know.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, though.
Thank you, though. Yeah, but Sam, we're going to have to take a break for these sponsors that make the show possible. So we're going to take a break and we're going to come right back.